We all know that MOBAs like League of Legends or Dota 2 are already pretty hard. But Deadlock takes it to a whole new level. As a player that has experience in MOBAs like League of Legends, which I reached Plat in, and I have a lot of experience in FPS games like CS, where I was global, or even Valorant, I tested Deadlock, and I really liked the game, of course, but it was a little bit overwhelming. So I just questioned myself, is Deadlock too hard? Let's start by looking at the game mechanics. The game features 4 lanes and a jungle. Just like in every MOBA, there's lanes and a jungle, except in this game it's a 6v6, it's not 5v5, and there's 4 lanes. 2 lanes have a 2v2 going on, and 2 lanes have a 1v1. The side lanes have a 1v1, and the mid lanes, they have a 2v2 happening. And there's jungle camps that anyone can farm, really. There isn't a specific jungler in the game to help with the jungle camps or to farm only the jungle. Anyway, there is a middle objective in the map, and the mechanics of the game is what makes it pretty hard. The game features, of course, MOBA mechanics such as farming, but it also features denying farm, which also depends of your aim. It's very aim dependent. That's what makes it pretty hard already. So for this game, it's a third-person shooter. You need aim for it. You need the knowledge and the macro that you need in a MOBA like League of Legends or Dota. Again, I keep saying those names, but yeah, they're the most known MOBAs. And the thing that makes it extra hard is that it also has very, very complicated movements and a lot of other mechanics. For example, the ammo is unlimited when you are sliding, which means like you can save like the ammo on your gun, because yes, you need to reload in this game and you have like your bullet counter. And all these mechanics combined together is literally any mechanics that you can find in any game combined together, which makes it really, really hard to like be good at the game, because like there's so much going on. Of course, it's still a MOBA, so the most important thing is still the macro and getting ahead by knowing how to farm and stuff like that. But not only that, the champions are very different. Some champions do a lot of damage, and all their damage depends from their abilities. For example, Lady Geist or Lash. Other champions or characters like Vindicta do most of their damage only from their aim and their actual like bullets. And some other champions, like the one I'm playing with right now here, is Pocket. Pocket does damage with both. He needs both his abilities and his aim to do damage. So like, it might help you if you have like bad aim. It might help you to play something like Lash or something like let's say Lady Geist, but still you really do much less damage than somebody that can also aim at the same time. Now let's talk about my personal experience. Me as a player, as a gamer that has been like playing games for literally all my life, for at least like 10 years of gaming experience, playing every day, it took me around a week to be somewhat decent at the game. And a week is actually a lot of time for somebody that plays a lot and has experience in a MOBA and in other like FPS games, stuff like that. And I have been playing competitively quite a lot in my life. I never really like felt like it's hard to get used to a game as much as I did in Deadlock. Now I have around 200 hours of game time in Deadlock, and I still have a lot of things that are confusing me. Even though like I play, for example, League of Legends a lot, I still don't know like what kind of item to buy in a certain situation. By the way, there's a mechanic that I really love about this game that I didn't see in other MOBAs. I don't know if Dota has it, but the fact that you can check for public lists of public builds that people put on the game. For newcomers, it's really good. For now, in the 200 hours that I have, I can play every single character in the game. I understand the game pretty well, I would say, but I still do a lot of mistakes, and it's very, very hard to make the right decision at the right time. And there's already like crazy good players. And this is where the real difficulty comes in this game. When somebody is really good and you are against them in the lane, you can actually not play the game. It's so much like the skill expression is so crazy that when somebody is a lot better than you, they can really put you out of the game. I mean, this isn't something new for MOBAs, but still in this game, like you can't put somebody as much behind in League of Legends, for example, or Dota. Like they can always play safe and whatever, but in this game you can literally disable them, especially after 10 minutes. Before the 10-minute mark, when you deny the farm to somebody, you just take half of that. You deny half of what they would have taken without you denying it. But after 10 minutes, you actually take the whole thing. So if somebody is much faster than you, has much better aim than you, they can deny all your farm and they will be ahead even without killing you. They will be so much ahead that there will be really nothing you can do, and that will also impact your teammates. So it's good and bad at the same time. It's good if you are really good at the game, and it's really bad if you are just a casual person playing the game, which means this game is really not for casuals. Now let's talk about if the game is too hard even for a competitive place. In terms of competitiveness, competitive games have been always getting harder and harder mechanically, becoming more challenging, and even the player base and the players, the competitive players, have been getting better and better. For example, the average player in, let's say for example Fortnite, like 5 years ago, was not as good as the average player nowadays. For example, if you go back and see, for example, Myth gameplay back in the day in Fortnite, it's not as impressive as what you see nowadays. And that's not really because the game has been out for a long time and people has been getting better and better at the same game. The actual answer and the actual reason is because players play more and more, and the more you play, the better you become at gaming in general. For example, my aim keeps getting better and better the more I play. Doesn't matter if I play the same game. For example, if my aim gets better in CS, it also gets better in Deadlock, it also gets better in other games, etc. And since competitiveness has been going up, especially recently, like now we see like crazy big esports events, it actually helped making people better and better mechanically, progressing and reaching a level where even games like Deadlock can exist and people don't see them as really, really challenging or really hard. So competitively, no, the game is not too hard, but for the average person, it might actually be too hard for the average person. But it does not matter because it's a competitive game anyway, made for competitiveness, and in that regard the game is actually pretty good and really competitive. I see a very, very big potential in this game. Right now it's still in beta and it's losing a lot of players, but it's totally normal. The game is not even out yet, so a lot of people are stopping for now and waiting for the time when it's out. But we can already see some crazy good players like Michael S or other people. I don't know much people in Deadlock, but yeah, that's the answer. Deadlock is too hard for the average Joe that has a job, but it's not too hard for the competitive and the esport community. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and follow for more.